Excellent.
Hi, Will.
Will, this is Jamie.
Nice to meet
Jamie, good to meet you.
you.
Super. Thank you for jumping on the call so quickly. Like, I was telling Jamie about your project and what you're working on, and we were like, let's jump on a call and actually learn more about it and see, obviously how we can help. We're like, obviously, Addie's autistic, so we love what you're doing. We love what you're working on.
Yeah, absolutely. Jamie, good to meet you. James is always saying you're a miracle worker. Is it true?
Obviously.
Great. Well, it's good to talk to you guys. I'm happy to chat. I talked to James at length with just kind of what we're doing, and it's a whole new world for me too, in the sense that I was really very much unaware of autism and what it meant to be diagnosed with autism and developmental delays and what that looks like for you as a parent. And I'd say in November or December is when I really started to understand more and more about it. And since then, I feel like I skip to work every day with the difference we're able to make. But what it really stems from is great parents such as yourself have reached out to us and said, what are ways that you can help us? How do we get more support? And us, saying, oh, absolutely, let's do it. Let's find ways to be, helpful, and do what we can. So really to kind of let me give you a background of the Chicago Autism Project and what we do, and how it relates to what you guys see and what you're doing and kind of what you're going through. So we were founded in 2018 after a parent called one of our co-founders, Karen George, crying on the phone and said, hey, listen, we need help. Our insurance isn't where it needs to be. We want to work with you guys. How can we do that? And Karen's like, we need to work with this person. We got to find a way to get it done. So through our profit side, we're able to fund their ABA therapy. We helped them with a diagnostic evaluation, just another evaluation outside of the current one they received once they realized that their kiddo had autism, and then help them fund through the end of the year until open enrollment, and then help them with a plan. We help them pay out-of-pocket fees and also deductible through our grants and scholarships, and then got them on the right insurance to where right now they are currently rolling on their own, and they're getting support with us and our partners on an ongoing basis. Been for 2 or 3 years now. So really it started from there, and with the goal of helping as many families and kiddos as possible, we really focused in on those two areas, being diagnostic evaluations, and then kind of pairing that with insurance and open enrollment, and then continued support around ABA therapy as well as other therapies. So speech therapy is involved, OT, PT, and then we do a couple other fun resources through Therapy Materials Vault, which is for parents to go online and kind of get free resources to help in the home. Let's see here. Let me kind of give you a few stats here. I'm just giving you, Jamie, I'm giving you the overall view.
Yeah, I'm interested.
If I'm talking too much, you're like, hey, you're driving me nuts. Just I feel like you get to a point, James, you get to a point where you're just saying so many times, you're like a broken record. You have to get the pitch down and you're doing your thing. And, so we've helped before coronavirus. It was from 2018. It was, we helped about like maybe 10 to 12 families, depending, with about $200,000 in grants and scholarships. And then we did about 40,000 hours of ABA therapy. That's averaging about 3,000 hours of ABA therapy a month, which is just under 19 full-time therapists through our partner organizations. So we're doing as much as we can. We want that to be so much bigger. We think that that is small fries. We want to be able to just blow that up, and we have the ability to do so. So let's see, we've had a lot of success. So how it was founded? So founded in 2018. After we have a few partners that are for profit. So like I said, the speech, the OT, the PT, all that stuff. So we have the boots on the ground to really make a difference. Now it comes down to me going out and getting the funding. Once we go ahead and get the funding, we can help as many people as possible. If you think about it, we can really truly help as many people as possible. And we're hiring every day, and through our partner organizations and helping with materials. I just talked to a family the other day who we're actually going to schedule 5 diagnostic evaluations this month, free diagnostic evaluations. These are parents who've been waiting for at least 8 months, 12 months through EI and
early intervention,
different hospitals. So we're doing a ton of great things. It's good to hear from you. I'll give you a chance here once this guy finally stops talking, man.
No.
It's good to talk to people who kind of know what I'm up to and know what I'm doing, and it makes sense to you guys, because I really believe in the difference we can make, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you on this.
Sure.
Do you think that, as you continue to expand, one of the things, Jamie and I, it wasn't like a disagreement, but it was like that I didn't fully believe that Addie was autistic, like, until we got the diagnosis. And
I knew.
And Jamie knew that there was something wrong. But like, there's so many parents out there that, maybe not so privileged from us, that know something's wrong with their kid, but don't know, something's different. Yeah, not wrong. That's right. And they don't know what the diagnosis is or how to do it. Are you trying to help those people as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We do it in a number of different ways. So we have a partner organization that's Chicago Autism Testing. It's just it's like an 18 to 20 question online test. It takes 2 to 3 minutes just to give you an idea of, hey, is this something that they do rarely? Is this something that they do sometimes? Do they do this often? Are they responding to you? What's your eye contact look like? To just give you an idea, as opposed to just going out there and searching Google and having it come up with, go to WebMD and it comes up with crazy stuff and you're going down the rabbit hole. We have a test out there that's used in practice. It's not something that is, we don't have it verified or anything. It's just to give you a sense of, where you should be looking, what you should be doing. So that's one step, for someone like yourself, James, who says, I don't really believe it. I think she's just different in some ways. And this could kind of help you get a better understanding and more of an unbiased look at it. You have the opportunity to talk to some of our intake specialists. Obviously, the diagnostic evaluation is a big key because you're able to sit down with a pediatric neuropsychologist and talk to them. And they're telling you in the feedback form, hey, this is what we saw, this is what we did. So to answer your question, we totally get that. We understand it. When you have a kiddo, they are just, nothing stands in the way between you and them, and they just walk on water and they run through buildings and, they can fly, and we totally understand that. So it's really, us kind of talking through it, because we don't know for sure either. We've had a number of situations, and the spectrum just continues to be widened.
Yeah,
there's tons of variants, and there's a large range there. So that's kind of what it looks like for us. We're having those conversations all the time to really better understand you as a parent and what you're seeing, and going from there.
So are you guys teamed up with certain hospitals for the diagnostics testing, or is that?
So, yeah, good question. So we don't team up with hospitals per se. We have, we bring on pediatric neuropsychologists through our partner organization. So one of our partner organizations is the Goldman Center of Chicago.
Okay.
And so what we'll do is through them, we will fund the diagnostic evaluation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You come through us, it's free through us. And then you get the evaluation from that.
Okay. And so when you're saying like the spectrum changes, I noticed that completely. And I think this is where James and I differed. A lot of girls are not diagnosed with autism because typically, it's always been a boy issue.
Mm-hmm.
Autism Speaks, their logo is blue, and it's purely to represent boys, because that's kind of thought. And so as that changes, are you guys focused on helping, maybe a certain group of people who haven't had the access as much, or maybe their autism shows differently than what people visualize in their head? Or is it just generally people who can't afford services? Or I guess how do you target?
Yeah, absolutely. So our goal is to target those. It really comes down to the parent and what they're seeing and them reaching out to us and telling us it's tough for us to know otherwise.
Yeah.
So we want to help as many people as possible. Jamie, you're exactly right. I've heard that too. Girls can have it just as much as guys can have it. There has been a focus on more the male side with DSM-4 and then moving to DSM-5. Obviously, everything is being categorized as autism now. So you've kind of done away with Asperger's. You've done away with those other diagnoses. And you also have a situation where it's like Autism Speaks will come out and say, oh, 1 in every 53 or 1 in every 45, and it seems like that number keeps going down because they keep broadening what that spectrum looks like. So to answer your question, it's tough to really focus on one spot, because not only is it going from we need to focus not only just on boys but also girls, but we also need to not only focus on just what we think autism was in DSM-4, but also through DSM-5 and what that looks like. And so it's constantly growing and changing and evolving. We, through DSM-5, have it down to, I wouldn't say perfectly to a science, but have an idea of, okay, here's what it all takes. And, this circle inside of this circle, and if they're doing this along with this. Yeah. So those are all great things to note. What we try to do best, and like I said, it's just, Addie's so lucky to have you guys as great parents. What we do is we work with the number one vetting thing for us is the parent excited about it. We work with, if the parent is an hour away and they want to drive to here and they got a tough insurance and they do it, we will help them.
That's awesome.
And unfortunately, you have parents that are a great fit, they're down the block and they don't want to fill out the paperwork, and that's tough. But we got to help the people that want help, because we can't want it more than them. So that's what it comes down to too, in saying, what's your focus point? We want to work with parents that really care about their kiddos.
The general idea is getting them to a situation where, this world obviously isn't made for people with autism. It's not designed that way, but you can, get the skills where you can socialize properly, or you can integrate into maybe blended classrooms, or, what have you. Get a job in the world that we're living in that is designed for you and your skills. So do you guys, besides ABA, so you said you offer speech, OT, physical therapy, etc. Do you guys generally provide the right services for that individual, or is it kind of just a standard, here's what we offer? And
yeah, good question. So what we'll do is, so obviously the diagnostic evaluation takes place. That's 3 to 4 hours in the morning on a Friday. And then 2 weeks from that, and you guys probably went through this process a little bit. Yeah. 2 weeks from that, we reach back out and you'll chat with the parents and say, this is what we think is best for Addie, and this is what we think. So we do something very similar. So we have speech available. The majority of our kiddos, depending on where they are on the spectrum, will get most, if not all, the services. So speech, OT, ABA, PT. The great thing is we have CST Academy, which is our preschool and kindergarten. And
about that a little more too. James was mentioning that. Can you explain?
Yeah, absolutely. So we focus on kiddos ages 2 to 6, but it is a classroom that is full of kids with autism, kids who just have speech delays, kids who just need OT, kids who just need PT. It's, a little bit of, EI, the term DT, it's a little bit of that too. So it's very multidisciplinary approach. And you'll see, and James, did you come? No, we could plan a day if you guys, I could do something virtual just to show you what the rooms look like. But it's
yeah, we'd love that. Yeah.
You have like a smaller room that's more for one-on-one focus. You have a gross motor room, which has a lot of obstacles and swings, and then there's a larger room that's like a group setting, which is more around speech. You have a physical therapy room, which is more kind of like objects and moving. Obviously, occupational therapy is like writing. So there's different types of rooms to fit, and that all is a part of CST Academy. And then we have an ABA focused building. So that's all one-on-one ABA sessions. We have a gross motor room. We'll have the BCBA overlooking the ABA therapist. So you have, in some cases, your kiddo will get 2 eyes on them, just walking through a session and focusing on making sure that they're doing everything the right way. I have a cool story. I don't know if I told you this, James, but If I did, forgive me. I'm going to tell it again for Jamie. But I walked into a ABA session, and I was taking different pictures of the kiddos and them interacting. And, we were, just showing the difference that some of our therapists were able to make. And this was okay with the parents, and it was all through HIPAA and all that stuff. And the kiddo caught me with his eye and like ran over and was like screaming and yelling at me. Now, what was my first reaction? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I ran away. The ABA therapist calmly was like, oh, do you just want to see your picture on the camera? And the kid said, oh yeah, I do. And then I showed him the picture on the camera, and he grabbed it and was like taking pictures and laughing and having a great time. And I thought it was just such a good example of those with autism, the way they see the world versus how we've been taught to see it. And in just the ABA therapist knowing what he wanted and understanding, and him realizing what he wanted and understanding how to calmly say that, we ended up having a great interaction, as opposed to what would have been a scared moment for me in that I'm getting in the way, or a scared moment for him, which that's just some big giant who's snapping these photos of me.
There's actually, I'm following with all the Black Lives Matter movement. I'm following about Black Autistic Lives Matter, because in general, the way that autistics stim when they're in a high stress situation, sometimes people flap their hands, they bounce, they do things with their body in order to kind of control their sensory systems. And so in general, when a Black kid is walking around in a white neighborhood and they're flapping their arms, a police officer might say he had a gun, or he had, a reason to shoot him, for instance. And so with Black autistic lives, and they're doing those motions, which are completely normal to them, it's a matter of getting people to understand that that is not a threatening move. They're being themselves. And so not necessarily changing that, but allowing them to, help explain why they do things. Or, I think just knowledge and getting the world to understand that they might do something different than you, but there's a reason for it, and it's not, doesn't make them bad or wrong. It's just different. And getting more accepting of that is half the battle. So yeah, in that regard, like if the kid wanted to see the camera, well, now you can change your perspective. It's not threatening. It's just different. It's not what you would have imagined, but great. Now you have a different perspective on that. So I think that's great. I think that's
no, absolutely. And it's people, it's parents like you that are strong and very understanding and go, leaps and bounds to try and research and know what the best way to go about this is, because a lot of it is just the lack of awareness around it. And when you do have that awareness and you understand, we had Cafe Con Leche is a restaurant here in Chicago right by us. And we had one of our families go there. The kiddo was having a rough day, and the waiter did not handle it the right way, probably because he wasn't necessarily aware. And a few people around that called in on them, or like gave them bad reviews or something, and they, hats off to them. They turned around to us and said, hey, we want to make this right. So they ended up giving like 20% to the Chicago Autism Project of what they made in the month of, I think it was October of last year or September, whatever it was. But like you're saying, people they truly want to help. They truly want to do what's best. Sometimes they just don't know and don't handle it the right way.
Yeah, ignorance is, you can apologize for your ignorance, but if you don't change things and want to learn and get better, it doesn't matter. Your apologies don't mean much. So it's great that people recognize that.
I think that like that was part of why I wanted to do this call today, was for us to bring awareness on what you guys are doing, and us to bring awareness of autism in general out to more people, because there's so many taboo topics in the world right now, like, oh, we just don't talk about that. Like, let's actually talk about it. But I suppose my follow-up to that then is, apart from the awareness piece, which we absolutely want to do for you because we love what you're doing, what else can we do for you right now? How can we help Chicago Autism Project, bearing in mind we're a startup company that isn't mega rich right now? So like, what can we do to help you?
Yeah, no, I mean, just continuing to be interested in spreading the word and keeping an ear out for those who might need help and how we can help them. I think the ultimate goal of me is, we were able to give away a few grants this past year. Like I said, we scheduled those 5 free diagnostic evaluations. And when you hear parents on the phone who are just overjoyed, there's finally been a breakthrough, that's what matters to me. And I know that's what matters to you guys. So just any area in which we could do that, if you can keep your ears and eyes open, that's huge for us. I'd want you guys to get involved at some point with some of the events we have and interacting that way. And if there's anything, I feel like this is a situation where I could help you guys out a lot, given the position I'm in and what we're doing. And as we're growing, expanding, please let me know. I'd love to have you guys kind of buy our space and check it out. And I'm not sure what's being taken place with Addie or kind of with COVID and how that's all going. And we'd be happy to help the best we can as well. So
in terms of your fundraising, how are you going about trying to raise funds right now?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's tougher at this time, of course, but we're friends and family. I'm reaching out to people through my network, which is the Dartmouth Network, and that's a pretty good network, which is cool. It's fun to see that the 4 years of $60,000 a year actually paid off. Still haven't gotten it all back yet, James.
I went to DU for 5 years. I get it.
yeah, exactly. So
still waiting for that check.
yeah. So we're trying to roll with it. It's a good question because it's not going to be easy, but it is just me. I'd love to bring on somebody else and the third person and the fourth person, at some point in 2021 and really just have this a well-oiled machine where we're bringing in families, helping them out and doing the best we can. But right now, to answer your question, it's mainly friends and family, grant writing, trying to get in with corporations, talking to the right people, hoping that they have a similar story to yours in which they can really relate and it matters to them, and then going from there. So
the reason I ask is, so we're doing these leap days, which is the last Friday of every month. And the idea behind it is, we put humans over business always. Truly believe that is the way to do business, because if you treat your humans well, they want to do well for their clients and so on and so forth. So one of the ideas behind Leap Days is taking some time out of, the last Friday of every month to do something good for someone else. So a business, a nonprofit, random people on the street. And that can look look different ways for different people. But during the times of COVID, when people are home and there's not really many places they can go, calling on behalf of nonprofits is a great way to do that. So if that's something that you would like some of our freelancers to do, we can add that to one of their activities. If they want to, call and help garner some funds for you guys, let me know and we'll.
Yeah, that'd be incredible.
Okay.
I mean, it'd be huge if we had like a script that just is someone who gave and it's just like, hey, thank you. Here's the difference you made. This is the person whose life you changed. Instead of just kind of testimonials calling out, that'd be an incredible idea. And I know James brought that up before and I love that.
Okay,
as we kind of start to both take off here.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, look, we're all in this crazy world together, right? And Jamie and I are very selective on charities, and we're opening our eyes, but we've only had a limited amount of time on like which charities we can be involved in. This is obviously something that's very close to our heart, so we want to help you guys out. We want to partner with you, help you wherever we can in the future.
Yeah, and bootstrapping a business, we have more time than money right now. So we don't really have a ton of time either, but if we're spend time doing something, we'd rather donate that way. So
but I mean, and if you do get to the point where you want to do things like, I know other charities do like secret, like what's it, secret bids or whatever it's called,
like an auction?
Silent auction.
Yeah.
Or if you ever wanted to do like a virtual gala or something like that, then just bear us in mind and we'll be able to like help us out, and we'll certainly be able to spread the words onto our network.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. We were thinking about doing campaigns around Facebook, where it's just something that, Jamie, I'm not sure if you're a part of some of these groups, parent groups, where it's just, hey, if you need help with this and that, reach out to these guys. If you can help in funding, give this much amount of money and this person will match it, or those types of things where we can just little ways. If time is a thing that, or you're well connected and you're saying, hey, money's not an option for us, but we'd love to help you. That'd be a great way as well. Just kind of planting seeds. Cause I just give you guys ideas and I know you'll run with it. I know you guys both have kind of that entrepreneurial mindset.
No, and I think there I have some ideas spinning around in my head right now, but a lot of the special needs parents groups, that I'm in, you know, there's all different views of different kinds of therapies. People go different directions, but the general overview of respect is that it's parents helping parents understand how to do right by their child and make sure that their child's voice is heard. While it might be different from other children's voices, it's just as important. And, you know, making sure that, like, Addie's in a blended classroom at school. So she gets her special services at school, but she's also integrating with all different types of kids. And those kids I find to be the most respectful and open-minded kids that I've met, because they see different children. They see kids of all walks of life, and they're very patient. And I think it's great to have parents, you know, help guide their kids on how to treat people with differences. And so, yeah, I think they'd be very open to getting involved with you guys.
And this is a question for both of you then. If there are parents, Jamie, that you come across that are like just on these chat forums or saying, I just don't know what to do, is the best thing to say, go to our website, fill in this form as the first step, and let us, like, you know, the form takes X amount of times, but at least let us start with that. And
yeah, I'm just going to move really quick because I got to jump out of this room, and I'm going to answer your question.
Yeah. I thought you were putting the mask on because you were worried about catching something from us.
We should be wearing that.
That's one of those kiss me through the phone, right? Was that rap star? Let's see here.
I kiss Addie through her mask every morning. Both of our masks. Yeah. I say mask kiss.
Oh yeah, okay.
I like the open.
Hey guys, let me catch some space here. We had a taco truck out yesterday, so I got all this sunburn. As you can probably see. I'm gonna move you around here. We got a busy office. We're trying to get up and running again.
Yeah, crazy.
Where are you guys? Where exactly are you in Chicago?
We are at 1765. Hang on one second. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're at 1765 North Elston.
Oh, we used to live on Elston and what was it? What was the cross streets?
Diversity, right? Or
You know that horrible intersection where the Equinox or the
Midtown
is?
I almost died there yesterday.
It's a horrible intersection. We used to live right there on Lister.
Don't ride your bike around that intersection. I learned that.
Oh, barely ride a car around that intersection.
Some got laid on the horn. I think he's still laying on it from me yesterday.
It's because there's that short little light near the Popeyes chicken. Tiny.
Yeah. James, let me get to your question here. Sorry about that. So, so just to kind of recap, what would the main points were? Sorry, I kind of got distracted with everything.
Yeah, so like if Jamie's on this forum, or if we're just talking in general, right, and there are parents that are, hey, like, I just don't know what to do. It's the first step to say, go on to the Chicago Autism Project and fill in the form.
Yeah, that's a great question. So the first step for us would be, you can give them my information. You could filling out the form would be great for us because then we can kind of have it all in one place. We could do, Chicago Autism testing is something. So when someone fills out a form through Chicago Autism testing, we send them an email of resources, next steps they can take. I can send it to you guys as like a template. So you understand what it looks like. And then that would be awesome if you were like, hey guys, like reach out to me on Facebook, or just here's something that you can go with, and they can reach out to us that way, because we'd love to help folks out like yourself.
Okay.
Awesome.
Look, I mean, I'm going to let you go because you've got very cool music in the background.
Nora
now.
Jones, is that what I'm hearing?
Should I turn it down?
No, keep it up.
Fine.
We're going to let you go, but honestly, like, let us know what we can do. Let us know how we can help you. And if you ever want to, just bounce ideas off us as well, like, hey, like, we were thinking of doing this for raise some money, like, you're welcome to like email Jamie and I, or like just jump on another call. We'll bounce ideas off you. We're able to support you wherever we can.
That sounds amazing. It's great to talk to you both.
It was nice to meet you finally. I've heard so much.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, as well. I've heard many great things. Happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Look forward to following up with you, James. I'm going to shoot you an email with all this stuff that we usually send. those who fill out the form. And so you kind of have everything there.
And with your permission, can we share this on our social media?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, that'd be great. So you guys are incredible. Keep up the good work.
You are
that is lucky girl. Yeah. And I look forward to talking to you both soon.
All right, take
Sounds
care.
good. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.